Yo, what's going on, everyone? So, in today's video, we're back with some more Clash Royale, and I'm gonna be using random decks because why not? So, yeah, let's just get into it. All right, up against Willie here. So, what I wanted to talk about today, which is probably gonna be evident by the title, I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but it'll probably be evident, is basically burnout slash like lack of creativity slash like just yeah, basically that. So, you may or may not know who X Dragon 7 is. Another Clash Royale YouTuber like myself. And, again, you may or may not have seen it, but please kill a Sparky. Oh my god. Anyway, you may or may not have seen it, but he announced recently that he's going to be stop uploading videos because, you know, he's not having fun with the game anymore, you know, there's just lack of creativity. He doesn't want to make the same video over and over and over again. And, you know, I kind of relate to that in a certain degree. You know, sucks to see him go because obviously we had a rivalry going on, you know, competition, you know, someone in the space that I was pretty close to. And now he is, he's leaving, whether it be permanently or temporarily. Who knows? He said he might come back to the game eventually. So we'll have to see what happens in the future. But as of now, he's officially stopped uploading videos for the game, which I completely understand. This game, definitely a lack of content. That's not really what I want to talk about. I mainly wanted to talk about just, like, the subject of, like burnout slash just, like, running out of ideas, kind of. Because right now, I'm fine, right? Like, I don't think I'm going to run out of ideas, like, anytime soon, honestly. We should be good to go. You know, maybe I will, who knows? It's kind of hard to say with this game, just because there is such a lack of content in the game. So, you know, maybe it will happen. Because it's been close before. It's definitely been close. Like, there's been times where I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, kind of like what X Dragon 7, the reason he quit is because, like, he just doesn't want to do the same thing over and over again. And I get that, because, like, in a certain, like, stage of this channel, like, I felt the exact same way. It's just, like, again, like, I love doing this and everything, but I really just don't want to make the same thing over and over and over again, because you can do something you love every day, but if you do it, like, the same way, or, like, it barely changes, it's gonna get boring. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like, job, hobby, whatever it may be, right? It doesn't matter. Alright, up against GD here, Geometry Dash reference. So I guess what I wanted to say is just, if at any point it does come to that where, like, I get bored of the game, like, or I just, like, run out of ideas and it's just me, like, just playing goon decks or just making these discussion videos, which I'm fine with doing, but if I don't, like, have, there's not, like, you know, there's not, like, a meteor or, like, a legend, like a code or anything where I have to follow. It's like, I need at least 2 original ideas every week, but, like, if I go for a while without an original idea, it's just like, man, like, I'm just doing silly decks and stuff, which, again, I'm fine with, but, like, I like having the originality aspect of things, because that is the entire reason, like, my channel got its success, is because I was doing things that other people weren't. And again, not everything's about success, it's just, that's what I love doing. Like, I like finding unique stuff to do. Anyway. So basically, like, what would you be, like, interested in? Like, if you want to let me know, you can let me know, but, like, what would you be interested in? Because obviously this channel's about Clash Royale, right? There's a few Clash Mini videos, there's one Clash of Clans video, there's a few Boom Arena videos, and now there's the first ever Heyday video, right? But obviously, 99% of my audience is here for Clash Royale, right? And that is, like, where I grew a majority of my audience is from Clash Royale. So obviously, you know, I stop Clash Royale, a lot of the audience will stop watching, which I'm fine with. Again, I don't really care too much about views or subs or blah, 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 blah. I do this because I want to. Like, if I woke up tomorrow, I was like, man, like, this drains all the life out of me, I hate this, I'd stop. Right? But I won't, because I love doing it. But if I ever did get to the point of, like, where X Dragon 7 did, and it's just like, it just feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Like, what would you want to see me do? Because I think I've asked this a few times before, but I think this is the first time I've been asking it where, like, it's not an issue or anything. Like, I'm just curious, because for my core audience who just watches me for me, which I appreciate, by the way, like, what would you want to see? Because aside from Clash Royale, there's obviously, well, Clash Mini closed down, recipes Clash Mini, so I can't do any more of that. I can do Heyday, I could do Boomerang, I could do, like, Brawl Stars, I could do Squad Busters, I wanted to try that. Excuse me, Boom Beach, just a bunch of Supercell games. Alright, up against X Vinny here. Or I could just branch out to other types of games, it doesn't have to be Supercell games, but I do usually like keeping it on one game consistently. But I just feel like the game would have to be similar to Clash Royale in the aspect of you can make a video on it every day, and even though it's the same thing, even though I'm always just playing some deck on ladder, it's the same concept, but every time will be different. Even if I played Expo 3.0 for every video, and I always faced Hockey Q Cycle, every match would be the slightest bit different, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it'd have to be something like that. Even if it wasn't, though, like, I can always just do, like, different videos here and there, just... Again, this isn't, like, an impending issue. It's not like, I'm like, oh, this game's so boring and stale. Kind of is, but I'm fine with it right now. But if it ever does get to that point, I just want to know what, like, you guys will be interested in, just because, obviously, what I want to do is important, but what you guys want to see is also important. So that's all I'm asking, is just, if there's a game you want to see, you can let me know, because one day it might get to that point, and I think it's always better to be prepared than to not be prepared. So that's all I'm saying, basically. Aside from that, that's the main thing I wanted to talk about here, is just burn on everything. I do wish Clash Royale would add more, like, updates with substance, because we can update, like, once every, like, 4 months if we're lucky. Like, let's be realistic here. Most of the time, like, there's just not a lot of substance in the updates. It's usually just, like, we add this, and I get that they've started to add more tower troops, and there's an evolution every month. I get that. But in terms of, like, actually adding something that's, like, brand new, that, like, in terms of, like, changing the game, like, a lot, that's not a tower troop, like, some sort of card. Like, I wish they'd add, like, a new card. Like, tower troops is a card, you could call it, but it's not really a card, right? I was really hoping to pre-lightning the night, but it is what it is. I just wish they would add more meaningful content to the game. Again, they're not doing a bad job or anything, it's just... It gets kind of boring when it's just Tower Troop, Evo. Evo ruins the game. Tower Troop ruins the game. People complain. People whine. No one likes whiners, but sometimes you have to whine to get your point across. People are whining. People are upset, reasonably. And it's just the cycle, over and over again. The community gets mad, the community gets mad, the community gets mad, the community gets mad. Supercell listens, Supercell listens, Supercell doesn't listen, Supercell doesn't listen, Supercell doesn't listen, Supercell doesn't listen. Supercell kind of listens, Supercell doesn't listen. It's just a cycle, just back and forth. But yeah. Anyway. It's just kind of frustrating to see that stuff, because I do want the game to do well, and I want to be able to enjoy the game, but sometimes you just kind of can't. It is kind of impossible sometimes. So I wish they'd add more meaningful updates and also listen to the community better sometimes. I get a lot of the communities like, Hog Rider's broken, and obviously that side of the community is a bit different. And you need to take everything with a grain of salt. You can't just, like, it's like, oh, okay, this person said Mega Knight's broken, so Mega Knight must be broken. This person said Hog Rider's broken, so Hog Rider must be broken. This person said Expo's trash, so Expo must be trash, which is true, but you can't just take that face value. Like, you actually have to investigate what's going on there. But it doesn't really seem like Supercell likes to do that too much, because people have been saying, like, Expo's trash, like, Graveyard's broken, RG's broken, like, Little Prince needs a major nerf. And to some of these things, they do listen, but sometimes they don't. Right? I just want a better game in general. I know this is kind of going off topic of, like, being burnt out and stuff, but this is, like, that results in you getting bored of something, or, like, just, it's not worth it anymore, right? Because let's say, like, I don't know, they add the best update we've seen in years. It's so much fun, right? It's so good. But the next month, they add a Tower Troop and an Evo that completely take over the game, like nothing we've ever seen before. There's not a single person in the top 1,000 who does not have these two, or sorry, the Tower Troop and the Evo on their deck. There's not a single person and it just, every time you play it, like, it just doesn't die. It gets too much damage, too much value. Like, that's just kind of what it is, basically. It's like, no matter what Supercell could add, they're always going to make something broken. And that's not bad every now and then, kind of like what we saw with the Monk and the Phoenix. Like, that was a terrible meta, that was god-awful. But that wasn't, like, every season. That's been almost every season for every EVO. And I'm telling you, like, the player base is only going to sit through this for so much longer. Like, you have content creators that, again, make content on the game, they love it, but they're going to leave, like X-Dragon 7, and again, it could happen to bigger creators too. So it's always good to have a backup plan. I know I've been yipping and yapping for a long time here, but I just like talking about stuff, as you couldn't tell. But yeah, so I guess the main points to take away, or the main points here is just, if there's like something you'd like to see me do and you want to tell me, you can let me know down below, and I might try it out. And the other point to take away is just, this game is getting to a repetitive cycle of where Supercell does something bad, and then they make up for it, and then they make up for it, but somehow screw it up again, so it's just a continuous cycle of this nonstop. And people get fed up with it, because everyone gets fed up with something eventually. Everyone has a line that once it gets crossed, it's just over. Like, it could be the tiniest thing, right? Like, you could lie about not eating a scoop of yogurt, or you could lie about, you know, what score you got in a test. You could lie about not blowing up, you know, a building or something. Regardless of the severity, a lie is still a lie. A lie remains a lie, right? That's what I'm trying to say here. So no matter what Supercell does, for some people, the tiniest things will just tip them over. Like, so yeah. Anyways, I'm just going to stop it here because I've been going on for way too long. But what the takeaway from this is, if there's something you want to see me do, let me know. And the other point is that Clash Royale is currently in the cycle where they just keep making these stupid things OP. No one asks for tower troops. No one asks for level 15, man. Evos are a cool idea, but they're usually overpowered and pay the win. And then Supercell will nerf the Evo and then crank the prices in the shop for the offers and then lower them whenever they're not broken. Like, they've done it time and time again, man. Like, I just wish we as a community could just, like, not use that stuff. I know it's impossible. People are going to use it no matter what. Content creators want new content. Pro players want an advantage. Other people want an advantage. Other people want to try it out. Not just necessarily pro players and content creators. But I wish we could just, like, you know, stand together and be like, nah, we're good. And then just, they'd be like, oh, wow, I guess we have to stop. And then they would stop. They would stop. But there's always going to be a group of people that will just buy it or use it, you know. And it sucks, because I wish this game was a bit better. Or not a bit better, a lot better, honestly. Like, I haven't had fun competitively, like, really ever since, like, tower troops were added. So, I mean, like, I think last time I had fun competitively was like 4 months ago. And, like, with the more tower troops and evos are going to be in the game, there's going to be less variety because everyone's going to be using the same thing. Something's going to be broken, everyone's going to use it, and it just gets boring. And if you don't use it, you have a disadvantage. So it just kind of sucks. Yeah, it'll probably be like this until, like, the death of this game, which who knows when that'll be, honestly, but I wish they'd change it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, sorry for kind of, like, yipping and yapping on. I mean, obviously, it's your choice to watch this video, so if you get mad at me or upset that I'm yipping and yapping, you kind of chose to watch to the very end. So, I mean, you know. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. It is unfortunate that X-Dragon 7 quit making videos. Yeah, kind of weird to see. Never thought it'd happen, but it is what it is. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.